Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudidayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं हरिः ओं तत्सत् ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय पुत्र श्रीमती जयपताका स्वामी नामने नमः आचार्य पादाय नित्याय कृपापदाय गौरकथा धामदाय नगरवन्तारिणे नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादि पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna everyone. So thank you very much for joining on this morning, and this is a program that we do every Saturday morning. We have the Srimad Bhagavatam class. So welcome all of you to do to this Srimad Bhagavatam class. Maybe before we enter into the class, let's just get a little bit of context of what's going on and what's being discussed here instead of like directly jumping, because I understand what happens is when we're doing half a chapter per week, it's easy to lose the context and we can get lost where we are. Okay, so let me tell you what's going on. So right now we are in the canto number 3. So that's the first thing. We are in the canto number 3, and then you know what happened. There was a description that was given. So there is a conversation that's happening between two people. Okay, that's Maitreya and Vidura. Okay, there are some questions, deep philosophical questions asked by Vidura in relationship with the creation of the universe. And when that answers were given by Maitreya, so he was saying, for example, that, Lord Varahadev appeared and then he killed Hiranyaksha, something like that. Okay, so when he said that in a brief, when it was said to him, then he immediately asked, can you please tell me how did this happen? When did Lord Varaha come? And what was that pastime all about? And how did that happen? Okay, so that's when this pastime of appearance of Lord Varaha has been explained in brief. So Lord Varaha explanation has been given, like how Lord Varaha was born and then how he killed Hiranyaksha. So at that time, so again the question was asked, like who is this Hiranyaksha? How was he born? I mean, what is the context in which this happened? The whole story. And I'm hearing that this Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu are actually the doorkeepers of Vaikunta, Jaya and Vijaya. If they were the doorkeepers of the Vaikunta, why did they ever come to the earthly planet? I mean, how did they come to the earthly planet? Coming from such an exalted position, how did they come to the earth? How did they become demons? Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. So please explain me all of that. So that's when it started with the pregnancy of Diti in the evening, right? So you remember the story where Diti approaches Kashyapa Muni in an awkward time. So that is during the sunset time. So that's the Sandhya time. So at that point of time, Kashyapa tries to stop her, saying that it's not a correct time for the union, but still Diti insists. And then as a result of that, she gets a curse that she's going to get two demons, two twin brothers, okay? Two twin brothers who will be demons, okay? And they will be Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, okay? So these are Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. They will be born, and then Aditi will ask for favor for her husband, and Kashyapa will give her a benediction that your grandson, okay, will be a great devotee, will be such a great devotee that the whole world will remember. So who is that grandson? Hiranyakashipu's son, Prahalad Maharaj. So he will say that Prahalad Maharaj will be a great devotee, and then because of that, all your family will be becoming purified just because of one person, Prahalad Maharaj. So then she becomes happy, and then next the story is given, like how the description of Vaikuntha is given. And in the description of Vaikuntha, it's given that that four Kumaras, they go to the Vaikuntha to take darshan of the Lord. At that point of time, they are stopped by Jaya and Vijaya. They're not allowed to proceed inside. So at that point of time, these four Kumaras who appear like small boys, they curse. Uh, these small boys, they curse Jaya and Vijaya that you people will fall down to the earthly planets and become demons. So that's when Lord Vishnu will come out, and then immediately, as soon as they see Vishnu, there's a transformation that happens within the hearts of the four Kumaras. So they were impersonalists, but as soon as they saw Lord Vishnu, uh, they become attracted to devotional service and they become pure devotees. Okay, so what happens next is Lord Vishnu takes responsibility of that incident. He says that I am responsible for what has happened, and he praises them very nicely. He praises the greatness of the four Kumaras, and then he praises the Brahmanas in general. And then he says that, okay, whatever these people have done, I take responsibility, and I request you to please ensure that they come back very soon. I don't want that they are away from me for a long time. So that's like the benediction of the Supreme Lord. So once we go back to Godhead, it's like there's no chance of fall down. And that's what it means when we say that there's no fall down in Vaikuntha. Because Lord Vishnu himself, here we can see, he's requesting the four sages that they come back soon. So okay, and then so somehow the curse gets adjusted that in 3 lifetimes they will come back. So they will come back to the Vaikuntha. So 3 lifetimes that they're going to take is, the first lifetime will be like Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. That's in the Satya Yuga. And in the Treta Yuga, they're going to become Ravana and Kumbhakarna. And in the Dwapar Yuga, they become Kamsa and Dantavakra. So Kamsa and Dantavakra, Kamsa is the maternal uncle of Lord Krishna. And there is another king called as Dantavakra, who is personally killed by Lord Krishna. Okay. And I will also tell about something very special. Okay. So from here, I will tell towards the end of the class, once we hear this Jaya Vijaya, they had come in Kali Yuga also. Okay. For some purpose. Why did they come in Kali Yuga? What was their incarnation, or what was their past time that they did in the Kali Yuga? We will see that. Okay. All right. So then what happens next? Then we saw that this Hiranyaksha and Hiranyaksha was born, and after Hiranyaksha was born, there's a battle that happens. Okay, so Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu are born. So right now, the chapter that we are doing is victory of Hiranyaksha over all the directions of the universe. Okay, so right now they are just born. They're cursed by the doorkeepers of Vaikuntha. The doorkeepers of Vaikuntha are being cursed by the 4 sages, and now they have come to the earthly planets. Now they have to come to the earthly planets, and whom are they going to be born to? They're going to be born to Diti, right? So Diti, we all know that she had conceived at a wrong time, and she was cursed that she will get 2 demons, right? So now we're going to see how these 2 will be born to Diti. The 2 demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, that is originally their Jaya and Vijaya, the doorkeepers of Vaikuntha. Okay. So what happens in this chapter? We're going to do the chapter number 17 today. So in which we're going to do half of the chapter. It's Canto number 3, chapter number 17, half of it. So here we see what happens, complete gist of it is like this. Very quick gist is that when this Diti, she was about to give birth to the children, okay? She had twin children. And can you guess how many years she was pregnant? Any guesses?
100 years, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Absolutely right. That's 100 years. So she was pregnant for, don't ask me how, okay? So it's 100, she's like 100 years pregnant. And after 100 years of pregnancy, these two twin sons were born. Okay. And then they were born. What would you expect to happen? So what happens when demons are born? So what will happen when demons are born? Anyone? What are the kind of symptoms that we will see? See, for example, when a great personality is born, yes, Kalyani Mataji.
It will be all gloomy and the weather will be completely not conducive for the plants and all to be happy, the world to be happy. Everything will be, very sad.
Yeah, that's right. So that's what is going to happen. So there are going to be some very bad omens, okay? Very dark, very eerie, and very sad, very worst. Okay, that's what is going to happen. So that's going to be described, in this step, in this half of the chapter, like what are the ill omens that people saw? That people saw when Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were born. Okay, so what is very interesting about Srimad Bhagavatam? Okay, the Srimad Bhagavatam is Amala Puran. Srimad Bhagavatam Amalam Puranam, and every verse is Lord Krishna. Especially, this is the third canto. We're talking about the third canto, right? So first canto and second canto, they are the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The third canto and the fourth canto are the thighs of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. So each and every canto is very special in itself. So whatever may be the chapter, whatever may be the topic, it is still Krishna. That is like everything is still transcendental. So whatever we will be talking, so it's like some kind of a horror movie today, but still it is Krishna conscious. That's because it's from Bhagavatam. So whatever we speak from Bhagavatam is transcendental. It just reminds us of Lord Shri Krishna. So whatever happens also, it just reminds us of Lord Shri Krishna. Okay. So let's start this Srimad Bhagavatam. So chapter number 17. So it's like Maitreya Rishi is talking to Vidura, right? Vidura is asking a lot of questions here, isn't it? So Vidura is, Maitreya Rishi is explaining to Vidura. So what happened? See, what happened was like, so Maitreyovacha Nishamyatma Bhuvagitam Karanam Shankayojitaha Tata Sarvenya Nyavartanta Tridivyaya Divaukashaha. The Sri Maitreya said, the demigods, the inhabitants of the higher planets, were freed from all fear upon hearing the cause of darkness explained by Brahma, who was born from Vishnu. They all returned to the respective planets. So what happened in the previous chapter? Anyone? Do you remember what happened? What is this darkness all about? So when the doorkeepers were cursed, what happened? So what happened was like there was darkness everywhere. Okay, so there was completely darkness everywhere. And then all the demigods, they go to Lord Brahma. Okay, and when they go to Lord Brahma, he tells everybody, to the demigods, that you see, there's something going to happen. Don't worry. I mean, there's some bad omens that are going to come, but don't worry. Lord will be born, and then he will be delivering everybody. Okay, he will kill all the asuras. So then what happens is like all the inhabitants of the higher planets, they become a little bit relaxed. Okay, first of all, they become very tense, they become very fearful, because there was a completely darkness that comes. And then they realize that okay, the Supreme Lord will take care of the situation, and then they go back to their situations. Okay, And then, so whatever her husband predicted.
Prabhuji, I have a doubt here.
Yes, please.
I don't know why I got it. Where were these two, Kapila and Diti? In which planet were they?
Kashyapa and
Ah,
Kashyapa and Diti.
Kashyapa and Diti.
They were in the earthly planet only, as far as I know.
Oh, they were on Earth only?
Yes.
Haha. Okay.
All right. Okay. So
Thank
then,
you, Prabhuji.
yes, thank you, Mataji. So then what happens? These twin sons were born, and as soon as they were born, there were so many disturbances everywhere, in all the heavenly planets, in the earthly planets, and all the planets, there were disturbance. So what was happening? Was there were some earthquakes along with the mountains on the earth, and it appeared that there was fire everywhere. Okay, I'll just read the verse. It says, Sahachala Bhuvash Chelur Disha Sarva Prajajvulaho Sholkas Chashayana Petu Ketavas Chartighetavaha. There were earthquakes along the mountains of the earth, and it appeared that there was fire everywhere. Many inauspicious planets like Saturn appeared along with comets, meteors, and thunderbolts. Okay, so here is something very interesting. I made a presentation here. So I want to show you this presentation where how it looked. So at that time, I mean, there was nobody to take a picture at that time, but I tried to recreate some of these pictures using the software. So how it would have looked at that point of time. Okay, so let's just take a look at how it was, that situation. Okay, so the first story that I'm going to speak about here is the first thing is there were a lot of earthquakes all around. Okay, there was earthquakes, and then there were so many inauspicious planets were there. Okay, let me just share my screen and show you how it looks. Are you able to see this? Okay, it's just like an imaginative picture. Okay, just for you to imagine how it was. Okay, so there were so many inauspicious planets, and there were so many comets falling on the earth. Okay, for example, Saturn is considered inauspicious planet. Okay, but you know what, Saturn, right, we call it Shani, and Shani Mahadosha, and we say Shani Dosha, right? It's not Mahadosha, but it's Shani Sade Sati, they say, right? So a lot of people are fearful of Shani, right? How many of you are fearful of Shani here? Anyone who's fearful of Shani? Anybody who's not fearful of Shani here? Please lift your hands. Or anybody who is fearful of Shani, please lift your hands.
There's nothing to fear, Prabhuji. I think that is my Rashi or something.
Okay.
I also have it in Rashi, Prabhuji. Shani Bhagavan only.
Okay. So the thing is, you see, Shanidev, he is like, he's just giving whatever he's supposed to do. Okay, I'll tell you a story of Shanidev. Okay, so Shanidev, this story comes from Brahma Vaivarta Purana. Okay, so Shanidev, he was a devotee of Lord Krishna. He's still a devotee of Krishna. So he was a great devotee of Krishna, and he used to be always in penance. Okay, she was married to a woman, Chitraratha. And then so after her marriage, but still he was like, always engaged in penance, and he was so busy all the time. So his wife got very frustrated because he was not approaching her. So then she gave him a curse that whomever you glance, okay, they will be destroyed. That's the curse that he gets. That whomever you see, just he just glances at somebody, they're finished. That's it. I mean, all their material life is like completely gone. Okay, that's what he gets. All right. So then what happens? So this is after the birth of Ganapati. This is from the Ganesh Khanda of Brahma Vaivarta Purana. So what happens there is when Ganapati was born, then Parvati Devi calls Shanidev to come and see the baby. So at that time, Shanidev keeps his eyes below. He doesn't just open his, look at directly. Parvati asks, why are you looking at like that? Then he says that, okay, this is a problem. So the problem is that I have been cursed like this, that if I'm going to glance at somebody, you see what happens is they'll be like destroyed. So that's why I'm not going to see. But Parvati Devi laughs at the story and she says, no, that's fine, no problem. Just look at the baby. Nothing will happen. Then very carefully he will just glance at the baby born with his side eyes. He will just try to see, okay, and just little bit he will just glance at the face, and the face gets cut, and the baby dies, okay, and the face goes back to Godhead head. Okay, this is a story from Brahma Vaivarta. Very interesting. Okay, so what happens next is, yeah, just give me a moment. Sorry. Yeah, so what happens next is, later Lord Narayana finds one elephant face and then they join, and then Ganesha is born back. Okay, at that point everybody requests that because Shani Devi is being cursed by Parvati Devi, that you'll become lame. So at that time they will say, okay, it was not a fault of Shani because you only said that you should see, but he was not ready to see. So then finally Parvati gives a benediction to them, saying that, see, the devotees of Lord Krishna, Shanidev's influence will not be there. Hari Bol. Okay, that's the thing. So it's the benediction of Parvati that the devotees of Lord Krishna, the influence of Shanidev will not be there. Okay, so that's very clear from the scriptures.
Hare
So
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Sorry,
Krishna,
Prabhu.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. There is a story where a certain Ganapati Chaturvasi, if you see the moon, you are somewhere, accused of robbing, and that you're somewhere they'll say,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
you robbed. So they don't see the moon on one particular Ganapati Chaut. I don't know which month, but there is a complete story in a we used to follow before coming to Krishna consciousness 12-month के कोई birth के हिसाब में this used to, Ganapati
On Ganesh Chaturthi. Yes.
Ganesh Chaut के
yeah.
दिन.
हाँ वो मेरे को याद नहीं आ रहा अभी प्रभु कहानी कह रहे थे तो sorry प्रभु for the interruption.
No, that's fine. No problem, Mataji. Yes, that's right. So a general idea is that, see, when we become the devotees of Lord Shri Krishna, see, it's not that we should do something what is not supposed to be done in the Shastras, but having said that, a devotee of Krishna is immune to all the influences of the bad influences of the planets. That's for sure. Okay. So in Prabhupada words, so once you surrender to Lord Shri Krishna, whatever happens to you in your life, it's bad or good, it's done by Krishna. So that's the good news. So even if something very bad happens, it's not the jurisdiction of Yamadharmaraj. It's not Yamaraj is not doing. It's not Shanidev who is doing. It's not the 9 planets is doing. It's just Krishna. So Krishna himself will take the position of all these, and then he will give us whatever balance difficulties are there for us to complete, so that we can go back to God. So that will be given. So that's how we should look at it. Whenever difficulties come, we should not think, okay, Shanidev has given, Yamaraj has given. No. Once you surrender to Krishna, Krishna takes over. Okay, he personally takes care of everything. So whatever good or bad happens in our life, we should just remember Krishna. Okay, so that's about it. And then, okay, so we were talking about this Hiranyaksha being born here, right? So when Hiranyaksha was born, there were so many earthquakes. See, what happens is, whenever there's a demoniac person who is born, right, there'll be so many bad symptoms, a lot of ill omens, especially things like the Shani planet is considered inauspicious. It was in the wrong configuration, and then all the comets and meteors and thunderbolts, they were all falling. So when the meteors and comets are falling, it is considered to be very bad. Okay. Then the next verse, it says, then there blew winds which were most uninviting to the touch, hissing again and again and uprooting gigantic trees. They had storms for their armies and clouds of dust for their ensign. So what's happening? That means like there's some disturbances, natural disturbances like cyclones, too much heat or snowfall, and uprooting of trees by hurricanes. You see all of this, we see that. Do we see that? Anyone? Yes. Do we see storms coming, cyclones? Do we see cyclones? Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
And cyclones, hurricanes, tsunamis, earthquakes, or too much cold, too much hot. You know what this means? It just means that uh, there are some demoniac people who are actually performing some really forbidden sinful activities. Okay, that's what it means. So let me show you the picture of how it was looking at that time. Okay, there's a comment that says that the photographer never dies, right? So the photographer is always there to take the picture. So here is a picture of how it looked, right? So there were so many winds there that were blowing, and then there was like completely disturbances that was happening. Okay, so yeah, so even the gigantic trees were getting uprooted because of the winds and things like that. Okay, so again, there is a very interesting comment here in the purport that says there are many countries on the globe, even at the present moment, where all these disturbances are current. This is true all over the world. There is insufficient sunshine, and there are always clouds in the sky, snowfall, and severe cold. These assure that such places are inhabited by demoniac people who are accustomed to all kinds of forbidden sinful activity. So it's like a direct what do you say, it's just a direct reference to or indirect reference to all the Western countries. Now, we may look at Western countries like heavenly planets, but here Srila Prabhupada is saying the place where there is no sunshine, if the sunshine is not there, and if there is always there are some clouds, okay, and severe cold, it is considered to be an inauspicious place actually. Okay, it said that the day when the sun is not there, okay, it's considered to be an inauspicious day. Did you know that? Okay, so there is one shloka which comes from this is from the Narada Pancharatra. So because it is said that generally it is considered, if there is a lot of clouds, it's considered to be inauspicious day. The reason is that you can't do anything on that day because it may rain on that day. Okay, so there's a beautiful verse that says Taddinam durdinam manye mega channam na durdinam. That means, you see, it generally people say whenever there is a little bit of clouds covering the sun, they say it's a bad day. No, that's not true. It is Yaddinam Krishna Samlapa Katha Piyusha Varjitam Taddinam Durdinam Manye. The day when we don't hear about Krishna, that is a bad day. Not the day when there is clouds. Right? Taddinam Durdinam Manye Mega Channam Nadurdinam. It's not a bad day. Yaddinam Krishna Samlapa Katha Piyusha Varjitam. The day when we don't discuss about the nectarian topics of Krishna Katha, that day is actually a bad day. Okay, so that's a really bad day. Even they said, you see, we consider that, okay, this is the Durmuhurta, this is a bad Muhurta, this is Rahu Kala, this is that Kala, this Kala. The thing is, see, the moment we forget Krishna, that's bad day. That's a bad time. The moment we forget Krishna, that's a bad time. If we remember Krishna, that day is a very good day. Okay, whatever day it may be, whatever Rahu Kala, whatever eclipse, whatever it may be, if it all it takes is to remember Krishna. Okay, so let's see what happened next. So what happened next was the luminaries in the heaven were screened by masses of clouds in which lightning sometimes flashed as though laughing. Darkness reigned everywhere and nothing could be seen. So it was like completely darkness everywhere and nothing was seen. Okay, all the luminaries, that means the sun and the moon planet, they were like completely covered with masses of clouds. And see that the inauspicious thing here is, if you see lightning in the sky, and if you don't hear any sound after the lightning, okay, and it was appearing as if the lightning is laughing. Okay, just imagine that the lightning is coming and the flashes are coming as if a demon is laughing. So it was completely dark everywhere and nothing was seen. Okay, and then it says, the ocean with its high waves wailed aloud as if it's stricken with sorrow, and there was commotion among the creatures inhabiting the ocean. The rivers and the lakes were also agitated, and the lotuses withered. So how was it looking? And just let me show you this. So it was looking something like this. Okay, you're able to see this? So what's happening here is, you see, there are so many currents of waves that are coming, so many ocean waves there, there are so many ocean waves that are coming, and there's some creatures inside the water. They are very troubled because the water is like completely disturbed. I mean, all the oceans, all the water is just rising up and falling with great speed, and all the creatures inside the water are disturbed, and all the lotuses which are there in the normal lakes, they all got withered. It's all like some bad symptoms. Okay, so bad things going on. So let's see what happened next. So what happened next was like, see, misty halos appeared around the sun and the moon during the solar and the lunar eclipses again and again. The claps of thunder were heard even without clouds, and the sounds like those of rattling chariots emerged from the mountain caves. So when there is solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse, right? So how should it look? I'll just show you how it looked. Okay. It was looking like this. You see, the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse, do you see how it is looking here? So what is it that you're seeing here? Okay, what are you seeing here in this picture? Anyone? I mean, what do you see? Can you just describe it?
Both are seen simultaneously, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So here, both of them are seen simultaneously. That's not possible. Okay, there is a 15 days gap. So what happens is, see, one comes after the other. Which one comes first, lunar or solar? So everything, so they come in combinations, right? So first comes the, I think, maybe, I don't remember, the lunar, and then comes the solar, I think. One comes after the other, okay? So but what I'm saying here is, so even when the solar eclipse was there, there was some kind of a halo around it. So it was not the normal solar eclipse, okay? It was looking like a very unnatural and inauspicious solar eclipse. Already solar eclipse and lunar eclipse are itself inauspicious, but it was looking more and more inauspicious because there was some kind of misty halos around the sun and the moon during the eclipse. And then, I was talking about this, right? There was thunder that was coming, and there are no clouds. And when thunder comes, how does it look? I mean, doesn't it sound very, very scary? I mean, you look at the sky, it's completely blank, but then there are thunders. What does that mean? Right? So that's like very scary, isn't it? So, and then from the mountains, there was some kind of chariot sounds that was coming, as if like somebody is coming to attack. Okay, and what happened in the interior of the villages, the she jackals yelled portentously, vomiting strong fire from their mouth. Okay, and the owls also joined them with their cries. So let me show you what was happening there. Okay, so in the villages, so what was happening was, the she jackals, they were shouting, they were wailing loudly. Okay, it's considered a bad omen. And not only that, they were spitting fire when they were shouting. Okay, that's very unnatural, right? I mean, like the she jackal spitting fire, and the owls also, they were also loudly wailing when this was happening. Okay, let's see what happened next. Raising their necks, dogs cried here and there, now in the manner of singing and of wailing. So what's happening here is like, okay, you see, even it happens here also. So we also say, right, sometimes when we hear some dogs wailing, some our elders also used to say that, right? So dogs are wailing, something bad is going to happen now, something bad is going to happen now. So something like that. So this is also one of the omens, like the dogs, they were all wailing all the time, as if they were crying. Okay, so the dogs are all wailing. Okay. And then what happened was like, so these dogs were all crying and they were singing and they were wailing. And the donkeys, they were like running as in flocks. This is also one of the bad sign for human society. When donkeys run in flocks, first of all, we don't see many donkeys now. But even if they're there, if they're running, it's a bad sign. Okay. And so the next thing is, because of the braying of these donkeys, the birds flew shrieking from their nests, and the cattle in the cowsheds as well as in the woods passed dung and urine. So what was happening was like the birds also, they were shrieking, and the cattle in the cattle also, they were passing urine and stool because of. So it's said that whenever a cow becomes scared, that's a bad sign. Okay, you should not scare a cow like that. That it passes that it passes urine and stool. Okay, that's bad. And what happened was cows, they were terrified, and they were yielding blood in the place of milk. The clouds were raining pus, and the images of the gods in the temple shed tears, and the trees fell down without a blast of wind. So let me tell you what was happening there. Okay, you see, from the clouds, the pus and blood was raining. It was not rain. Okay, pus and blood was raining from the clouds, and the cows, they were not giving milk, they were giving blood. Okay, and all the there'll be so many all the temples will have deities, right? We'll have the what do you say, the deities installed in every temples. There's so many. So all of the deities, they were crying. Okay, so that's what was happening there. And the trees were falling down, and there was no wind, but still the trees were falling down. Okay, and then what happened? The ominous planets like Mars and Saturn shone brighter and surpassed the auspicious ones such as Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus, as well as lunar mansions. So you see, Buddha Graha, right? Mars, am I right? Mangala Graha, I'm sorry, Mangala Graha. Mangala, and Saturn is Shani, right? And these are like the inauspicious planets. Okay. And then the auspicious ones are Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus. I don't know exactly what they call it in Sanskrit names, but the ominous planets were, dominant. Okay, so what was happening here? I'll just show you. So it was like you were able to see the planets there. The ominous planets, they were prominently seen. So whatever ominous planets were there, you were able to like see prominently. Whereas like the auspicious planets, they were not able to be seen. Okay, the auspicious planets, they were not visible. So that's what was happening. And then I was talking about this also, right? So this picture, I'll just show you. So because of the braying of the asses, all the cattle were very scared, and all the birds were also very disturbed. Okay, so that's what has happened, right? So let's see what happens next. So yeah, so then marking these and many other omens of evil times, everyone but the 4 sages of Brahma, who were aware of the fall of Jaya and Vijaya and their birth as Diti's sons, were seized with fear. They did not know the secrets of the portents, and they thought that the dissolution of the universe was at hand. Okay, So those people who did not know this, they thought that this was some kind of dissolution is going to happen now. Maybe like the whole world is going to be dissolved right now. I mean, like it's the time for pralaya. So this was the scene. I mean, this was like the kind of omens that were happening. Okay, so this was something. Okay, I'll just just to recap. Like there was like some kind of the Saturn planet was seen. So many comets were falling, and on the Earth also there was so much of fire everywhere, and there was so much of wind that was like completely trying to uproot all the powerful trees, and it was very gloomy and dark everywhere, and the oceans, the water was like rising above and falling, and all the creatures in the ocean, they were very disturbed. And then even the eclipses, they were looking very gloomy. Eclipse itself is gloomy, but then eclipse also, during the time of eclipse, there was a halo around the sun and the moon, which was indicating something very bad. And the she jackals, you see, they were shouting very loudly, and they were like emitting fire here. Okay, and then the owls are like also joining along and shouting along with the she jackals. Okay, so and then the dogs also, they were like collectively wailing and shouting, all of them together. And the cows, they were not giving milk, but they were giving blood. Okay, and then there was like pus and blood that was coming from the rain. Okay, it was not like normal rain, something very, very dirty rain. And all the donkeys were braying together, they were running together in herds, and as a result of their sound, all the cattle were disturbed, and all the birds were shrieking from their nests. And there's so many inauspicious planets that are being dominating the auspicious planets. So this was what has happened. So now tell me, how are you feeling after hearing this description? Anyone? So how is this like? What did you feel after hearing this?
Scary and unsafe, Prabhu.
Yeah, scary and unsafe, right? Yeah. So yeah, but this is straight from Srimad Bhagavatam. I said that Srimad Bhagavatam, so you see, it's an Amala Purana, and whatever descriptions are there, they're not inauspicious, they're auspicious. Even if you're going to hear something like this, it's from Srimad Bhagavatam, it's still Krishna conscious. Okay, it's still good. So let's hear some stories now. So I was saying that the Jaya and Vijaya, they are born as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. That's the reason why the whole environment was like this. Okay, so it's like the introduction to the villains. So now the villains, when they were born, this was how it is. And then the hero is, who kills Hiranyaksha? Anybody can say who killed Hiranyaksha?
Varadev.
Varahadev. So there is going to be a fight that will happen between Varahadev and Hiranyaksha. So which happens first? The fight between Hiranyaksha and Varahadev? And okay, who killed Hiranyakashipu?
Lord Narsimha.
Lord Narsimha. Okay, so who is the elder brother, who is the younger brother among Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu?
Hiranyaksha is the elder brother. Hiranyakashipu is the younger one. They are twins, but yes, but Hiranyakashipu was killed first by Lord Vara, and then Hiranyakashipu was killed by Narsimha.
That's right. But as far as I remember, I think it's Hiranyaksha is the younger one. Okay, Hiranyaksha is the younger one, but then he says to Hiranyakashipu that, let me go and fight. And then he starts to disturb the entire world. Okay, that's when Lord Varaha was born. Okay, I think from the nose of Lord Brahma, he comes. He just falls down, and then he starts to grow like a wild boar. And then he straight goes. And what Hiranyaksha does is, he takes the earthly planet and he takes it to the Patala, that is the lower planetary system, the lowest planetary system, okay, inside the water. So then Lord Varaha will come there and he will pick up the earthly planet and come above. Okay, at that time, Hiranyaksha will come to fight with him. At that time, so there's a big fight that happens between the Hiranyaksha and Lord Varahadev. Okay, so it's like a very strong fight. They fight very, very nicely. I mean, Hiranyaksha gives a very good fight to Varahadev. It was like a very close fight. The fight continues, and then the sunset time comes. Then Lord Brahma and all the demigods become scared. They think that this is an equal fight that's going on. So all the demigods, Lord Brahma gets scared. Lord Brahma starts to worship Lord Varahadev and says, oh my dear Lord, please don't wait for more time. This is the auspicious time. Please kill him. Please kill him. So it's still like, Brahma is also getting scared. But Varahadev is like very comfortable. He knows that he can kill this Hiranyaksha. Okay, so he goes and he gives just one slap. Okay, he just gives one slap and then he's dead in one shot. I mean, until then, there was a lot of fight that was going on, but then he kills him in one shot. Okay, so this is like the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, see, I'll tell you something what happened. Okay, why did this Jaya and Vijaya first of all come down to this earthly planet in the first place? Okay, I'll tell you a backstory for this. Okay, you want to hear that? I'll tell you. One day, Lakshmi Devi was massaging the lotus feet of Supreme Lord Vishnu. When she was massaging the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, she said, oh, these feet are so soft. And she said, they are so soft. I don't know how will you protect the entire world. You just seem to be so soft. Your feet are so soft. How are you going to protect the whole world with these feet? I mean, with your body, or how are you going? So when Jaya and Vijaya heard this, they felt really bad. When they heard this, they didn't like it. They wanted to show how powerful Lord Vishnu is. So therefore, they inside their heart, they desired that they must fight with Lord Vishnu to prove how powerful Lord Vishnu is. And so Lord Vishnu granted that wish, and thereby, the next story, what happens is like one day Lakshmi Devi is trying to enter Vaikunta and they stop her. And Lakshmi Devi will curse both of them that you will fall down. Next, the four Kumaras will come. And then they will be stopped by Jaya and Vijaya. Right? And then they will be cursed that you will fall down, and then immediately they will fall down. So the reason why Jaya and Vijaya are born as this Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu is for these pastimes. It is for us to show how powerful Lord Vishnu is, because Hiranyaksha himself was a very, very powerful demon. And we'll see in the coming chapters how Hiranyakashipu was so powerful. Hiranyakashipu was very, very powerful demon, and he was tormenting the entire universe, okay, with his dictatorship. And he was not allowing anybody to be following the Vedic culture. Okay, he was, you see, we talk about a lot of violence these days, these times, when somebody, there's some kind of violence that happens, and we see, those people who are invaders, especially the invaders who are trying to convert the religion, etc. So they come and kill, okay? But these demons are more worse than that. Okay, what these people do is they not only kill, they also eat off. For example, Ravana, when he went, he kills along with all his army, he kills all the Brahmanas, and he will not only kill them, he will have a meal also. He will eat them off. So they're like Nara Bhakshaka. That means they're cannibals. They eat and they'll kill them and they'll eat them also. So they're more cruel than that. Okay. So the thing is,
Idi Amin also used to do that, no?
who is that? I don't know. Oh, I don't know who it is. Really?
Idi Amin, yeah. Which country, huh?
I-
Uganda, from Uganda.
Okay. So then we have some people who are still continuing the tradition, who are like the demons.
He used to have all skulls in his fridge.
Oh my God. Okay. So strange people. So this is like the demoniac people, right? The demoniac people, Bhagavad Gita, Lord Shri Krishna says, Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha jana na vidurasura. So let's talk about the demoniac people. So what are the qualities of the demoniac people? So you want to hear that? The qualities of demoniac people, we just spoke about Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, and we all know how Hiranyakashipu was killed. We'll talk about that first. How was Hiranyakashipu killed? What was the circumstance? Anyone can describe that?
Lord Narasimha, half lion, half man, appeared from the pillar at the threshold, Gadpa.
That's right. Why did he come? What was the trigger for that? What was the trigger for Lord Narasimhadev to come?
Yeah, because he was creating, making Prahlad's life miserable. He was wanting to kill him. I don't know the exact time when he came, but this was the reason.
That's right. That's right. So he came because Lord.
He was challenging Prahlada. Where is your Narayana? There's nothing like Narayana. Is he there in this? Is he there here? When Prahlada says he's everywhere, I know that I can feel him. And I can see him. Then he says, I don't. Is he here? Is he there? He's not there anywhere. Then he appears from the pillar.
Right. So that's what happens, right? So this Hiranyakashipu, he first of all, he was tormenting the entire universe, and all the demigods were disturbed, and they were repeatedly praying to the Supreme Lord. That still didn't trigger Lord to come down. But when Prahlad Maharaj was tortured, see, he immediately came. Okay. So what does that say about? What do we learn from that?
The Lord is always protective towards his devotees.
Lord comes for a devotees who are troubled first.
Yeah. So that's what it is, right? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So this is what it means. So the first purpose is paritranaya sadhunam, to protect the devotees. So Prahlad Maharaj, he was a devotee, he was troubled and tormented by Hiranyakashipu. So therefore he came, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam. Dushkrutam means miscreants. Do you know this word dushkritam is used in Bhagavad Gita elsewhere? Do you remember that verse which uses dushkritina? So here Krishna is saying, I come to kill the dushkritina, miscreants. This word dushkritina is used somewhere else. Can you remember that?
That asuri and godly qualities of a person, with the chapter which describes that.
Those who do not come into under the shelter of the Lord.
Yes,
The
that's right. That's right.
type of
Yes.
people who don't come under the shelter of the Lord.
Yes. Dushkritina word, which Krishna is saying, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam, for killing the miscreants. The miscreant word comes in the 7th chapter when Krishna says, Name dushkritino mudha prapadyante naradhama mayayapahritha jnana asurim bhavam ashrita. That means there are 4 kinds of people who do not come to Krishna, who don't surrender to Krishna. And those people who do not surrender to Krishna are officially called miscreants. And these miscreants, they will be killed by Lord. They are called officially miscreants. Anybody who doesn't surrender to Krishna, he is definitely a miscreant. That's the classification given by Lord. It's not by us. Name dushkritino mudha. Mudha means as. Prapadyante naradhama. Naradhama means the most fallen among all the human beings. And maya apaharta jnana means his intelligence is stolen by illusion. Asurim bhavam ashrita. That means he is a demoniac person. So these are the demoniac people, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. They are, at least the Jaya Vijaya, are acting like they, of course, it's like completely like a drama, right? So in a drama, for example, let's just say, if all of us, let's say if we are going to do Rama and drama, so some of us will have to take the post of Ravana as well, isn't it? Am I right? Right? So one of us has to become Ravana, one of us has to become Kumbhakarna, one of us has to become Vibhishana as well. One of us has to become Vali as well. Is it not? So it's again, but we are all in one team, right? So it's just like that. Okay, all the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, they are also on the team of the Lord. Okay, because they are Jaya and Vijaya. They were cursed by these 4 Kumaras. So they are playing the role of these perfect villains, of perfect demons, to show us something, for us to learn something, okay, that without Krishna consciousness, how we will be. With Krishna consciousness, how we will be. With Krishna consciousness, a person who is born in the family of demons is Prahlad Maharaj. He is having perfect qualities, all the qualities which are described in Bhagavatam. Prahlad Maharaj was so respectful for his elders. He never used to consider difference between enemies and friends. He used to look at everybody with respect and all that, okay? All the best features of the pure devotees. That was Prahlad Maharaj, born in the family of demons. All right? So that is a Krishna conscious person. Non-Krishna conscious person is Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. So what does a non-Krishna conscious person look like? Let me tell you from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, this is chapter number 16. Krishna says that the demoniac people, they do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. Means, first of all, they don't know what is pravritti, what is nivritti. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha jana na vidurasa. They don't know pravritti, nivritti. What is supposed to be done, what is not supposed to be done. What is supposed to be done? We are supposed to follow the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, follow Bhagavad Gita, worship Krishna, become a devotee. This is pravritti. This is what we are supposed to be doing. Nivritti. We are not supposed to do sinful activities. We are not supposed to blaspheme the Supreme Lord. We are not supposed to be non-devotional. We are not supposed to be materialistic. But you see, the people of Kali Yuga, what are they? Tell me. So are they on the side of what I said first, that, what I said is like, everybody must be a devotee, everybody must be not, they should be having pious habits and they must be worshipping Krishna, always remembering Krishna. Are they on this side, or on the side of people are like, nobody remembers Krishna, they are atheistic, they don't believe in God, they offend Krishna, and they are addicted to sinful activities. Which category do the people of Kali Yuga fall in? Majority of them. Tell me. Do they fall in the category of the demigods? So the two classifications, right? Daiva and Asura. Daiva or Asura? Tell me that. Which
Asura.
Asura. So people of Kali Yuga, most of them, everybody of them is Asura. That's a fact. Okay, there were only two, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu then. But now, more or less, everybody is a demon. So now tell me, if everybody is a demon, how is the Lord going to correct all of these people? Should Lord come and kill everybody? For example, in Kalki, it is said, Kalki Avatara, it says, Mlecha Nihaha. It says that there's a Mlecha Nivaha Nidhane Kalayasi Karavalam. Anybody remembers that verse? Kalki, there's a Jayadeva song, Jayadeva Goswami song. Mlecha Nihaha Nidhane kalayasi karavalam Dhumaketumiva kimapi karalam Keshavadrita kalki sarira Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Lord Keshava assumes the comet-like form of Kalki with a terrible sword to annihilate the wicked barbarians. O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, O Lord in the form of Kalki, all glories unto you. So this is like the future, okay? Where now we have some parts of the world, we have barbarians, mlechas, but eventually as Kali Yuga progresses, everybody will become a mlecha. At least the whole of the world will become mlecha. That is barbarian. That means not having any kind of cleanliness, not having any kind of purity, not following Krishna consciousness at all. Okay, and doing exactly what is not supposed to be done. Okay, and being completely materialistic. So at that time, Kalki is going to come. And how much time is there for Kalki to come? Any idea? How many years? Any guesses?
4,27,000 years.
That's right. That's like 4,27,000 years. How many of you are ready to wait for that? How many of you are having patience to wait until Kalki comes? And even when Kalki comes, what's the guarantee that we will not have become a Mlecha by then? Okay? Is it not? So that's the thing. Okay? So here, I'll tell you something very interesting now. The positive side of it is that after the Kali Yuga has started, in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana, it is predicted that after 5,000 years of Kali Yuga, the golden age of Kali will start. Okay, in the golden age of Kali, the pure devotees of Lord Krishna, it is described, it is given in the Brahma Vaivarta that there will be some people who will be chanting the names of Krishna. Okay, and then what happens after 5,000 years of Kali Yuga? The whole world will become devotees of Krishna. And for 10,000 years, Kali Yuga will reverse itself. It will become like a beautiful Krita Yuga or something like that. You know, the vices of Kali will reverse for 10,000 years. This is called as the golden period. Now, when did Kali Yuga start? 3127 BC. What is the time now? 2023. How many years? Anyone can calculate and tell me? How many years since Kali Yuga started? 3127 BC, 2023 AD. How do you say how much difference between 2023 and 3127 BC? Okay, that's 5,000 years. So when is the golden age starting?
It has started.
Is it has started? It has already started. It has started. So that's the movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 500 years ago, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had come, that's when the Sankirtan movement has started. That's when he started to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra everywhere, and he started to make everybody devotees. And Srila Prabhupada has, you must say, if you have to precisely say, Srila Prabhupada has championed that movement, and it is exactly explained that there will be a Senapati Bhakta, that there will be like a commander-in-chief devotee who will like command the whole world, and then he will, change the whole world into devotees. Who is that? Senapati Bhakta.
Kalki?
No.
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada. Sorry.
Yeah, it's Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is that prediction, right? Srila Prabhupada, it said that there will be a commander-in-chief who will come, and he will command, and he will just say, everybody, you must become a devotee. And he'll change even the mlechas, everybody. Anybody, he'll change it. Okay. Now I'll tell you, I was telling that this Jaya and Vijaya, they'll come in the form of some pastime will be there in Kali Yuga. Do you know who they are? Anyone? Who is Jaya and Vijaya in Kali Yuga? Yeah, it's Jagai and Madai. Okay, I'll tell you about this pastime of Jagai and Madai. Okay. So what happens? There were two sinful people called Jagai and Madai. This is 500 years ago. This happened, this thing. And they were fallen Brahmanas. They were born in the family of Brahmanas, but then they fell down, and they were such a fallen kind of people that they were always in intoxication, always doing all the kinds of 4 regulative principles. They used to always break it, all the bad vices, and they used to do so much of sin that Chitragupta, who writes down what are the sins, right? He was running out of ink. So much sins they used to commit, Jagai and Madai. And they used to harass and torture the Brahmanas. And they used to torture everybody, and the ladies, everyone, all the weak people, everyone they used to trouble. Okay. So this Jagai and Madai, once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told, or he instructed Nityananda Prabhu that go and give Krishna consciousness to everyone. So Nityananda Prabhu, so on behalf of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was going to every house and everybody, and he was requesting everybody, my dear friend, please chant names of Krishna, because in the age of Kali, nothing can deliver you except the names of Krishna. This is going to deliver you. And he's to request everyone. And once he came across Jagai and Madai. You see, Nityananda Prabhu, he was Avaduta. Avaduta means he is not scared of anybody. And then there was this Haridas Thakur was also accompanying him. We all know Haridas Thakur is a Namacharya, right? He used to chant for 23 hours a day, 22 hours a day. Okay. So because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, okay, Haridas Thakur, you also go along with Nityananda Prabhu, and you give this preaching. So then they came, Nityananda Prabhu saw Jagai and Madai, and he said, wow, such a nice thing. I mean, let me preach to these two people. If I can make them the devotees, then that will be very great. Haridas Thakur said, what are you doing? Don't do that. We will be in trouble. Please don't do that. But then Nityananda Prabhu did not care. Just went to Jagai and Madai, who were completely intoxicated. They were on the ground. So then he goes and he requests them, please chant the names of Krishna. Then you will become purified and you will be completely fine. Okay. And they became very angry and they chased Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. So they ran off and then somehow they escaped. So again, next time, the same situation, they see Jagai and Madai, Nityananda Prabhu, he goes to them and he very sincerely requests them. He says, you people are addicted to these sinful activities, but no problem. Just chant the names of Krishna and you will be completely delivered. So then they become very angry, and one of them, they take a wine pot and they break the head of Nityananda Prabhu. They just strike with that wine pot, okay, on the head. Okay, and Nityananda Prabhu is bleeding now. Okay, when Nityananda Prabhu was bleeding, at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gets to know that this happened. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes running to that scene. Okay, and then he takes out his Sudarsana Chakra and he says, so who has dared to harm Nityananda? I'm going to kill that sinner. And he takes out Sudarsana Chakra. At that point of time, Lord Nityananda, he stops Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he says, my dear Lord, see, my bleeding has stopped. It's not bleeding anymore. I'm fine. Please deliver them. It's my request that you give them the love of Godhead. So this is my request. Then he stops, he withdraws his Sudarshana, but he's still very angry. So at that time, one of the brothers, they realize their mistake and they immediately surrender and then they say sorry to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and again, the second brother also becomes very sorry for what he was doing, the sinful activities. And then they realize the mistake that they are doing, and then they surrender to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives them love of Godhead then and there. So to the most sinful, most fallen people, Jagai and Madai, they were delivered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so that is the beautiful point, okay, that Lord in Kali Yuga, he cannot kill people, because if he has to kill the Dushkritina, everybody is a Dushkritina here. So who all will he kill? That's what Nityananda Prabhu says. Who all will you kill? Everybody is an Asura. Whom will you kill? So that's not possible that you can kill people here, right? So that's the thing, okay? So there's a very beautiful song, okay, which I want to just play, okay? That is Nitai Nama Hate. Okay, let's just hear this. Let's just hear this one. Okay, let's try. Okay, I'm just sharing my screen. Nitai Nama Hate Hoy Ye Jabiro Bhai Aye Chute Aye Chute Aye Chute Aye Chute Nitai Go Nam Hate O Ke Je Bharo Bhai Nitai Nam Hate O Ke Jabire Bhai. So you know what this means? It means, so this is the scene where, you see this is Jagai and Madai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is Nityananda Prabhu whose head is struck by the pot. So it is said, Nitai Nama Hate Re Kejabiro Bhai. That means, see, they have opened a marketplace of the holy name. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, there is a marketplace of the holy name where the love of Godhead is for sale. How many of you want to buy that? Right? So just imagine, we go to the gold shop, diamond shop, we want to buy something very, very precious. What if there was a place where the love of Krishna, which is like the ultimate benediction for a human being, is available, that you can purchase it. So that is Namahata. Namahata means where the holy name, it's a market of the holy name. Okay. So this is like the beautiful pastime, right? She pashanda jagai madai. Ishe pashanda jagai madai dujan ka sakal hater. Nala nile jute, mala nile jute. Mala nile jute, mala nile jute. Nita naam hate o ke jabire bhai. Nitai naam hate o ke jabire bhai. So you see, what it says here is that the Jagai and Madai, they have looted the storehouse of Namahata. See, they are most sinful people, Jagai and Madai, okay? They looted this storehouse. The warehouse is filled with the holy names of Krishna, and they looted it. Okay, and then what did they do? They looted all the goods. Right? So this is what it's saying. It's saying, just come to this marketplace of the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay? Just run and take the goods, whatever has been given. Okay? So we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, this is Panchatattva Vigraha. Panchatattva Vigraha Abhishek is going on in Mayapur. Okay, so this is how the deities look like. So this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Srivas Thakur and all. Hateram Shri Mahajan, Shri Advaita Sanatan. Hateram Shri Mahajan, Shri Advaita Sanatan. Bhandari Shri Gadadhar, Pandit Vichakshan. Bhandari Shri Gadadhar, Pandit Vichakshan. Nitai Ache Chaukidar Haridas, Adi Hole Shri Sanjay. आचे चौकीदार हरिदास आदि होले श्री संजय. श्री श्रीधर माते दलाल केशव भारती. श्री श्रीधर माते दलाल केशव भारती. श्री विद्या वाचस्पति. श्री विद्या वाचस्पति. श्री विद्या वाचस्पति. श्री विद्या वाचस्पति. निताय नामा हटे होय ये भजीर भाई. निताय नामे हटे होय ये भजीर भाई. पातिचारक आचे कृष्ण दासा प्रभृति. परिचारक आचे कृष्ण दासा परभृति. होन कोषाध्यक्ष श्रीवास पंडित. होन कोषाध्यक्ष श्रीवास पंडित. जादूदार के सर जूटे. जादूदार के दर जूटे. जादूदार के दर जूटे. जादूदार के दर जूटे. निताय नाम हटे हो के जबीरे भाई. निताय नाम हटे हो के जबीरे भाई. So you know what it means. So it says, we took a lot of devotees, right? So see, if you have to run a shop, okay, you need to have you need a sweeper, you need a treasurer, you need somebody who loads everything, like that. You need some things, right? So he's telling, who is a shopkeeper and who is a security guard. So all the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are like the security guard, the treasurer, and the people who is taking care of the goods. So it's like a shop, okay? You have to go to that marketplace and buy something. So what are you going to buy? And what is the money that you have to pay? So let's see what is the cost for the holy name. What should you pay for it? Let's see that. Hater Mulya Nirupan Naya Bhakti Prakashan. Hater Mulya Nirupan Naya Bhakti Prakashan. Prema Heno Mudra Sarbasar. Prema Heno Samayan Nakomi Besi Saman. You know what it means? See, the price of this is devotional service. See, if you have to buy, see, the love of God, it is for sale, and the cost is you have to do devotional service. That's the cost. So the 9 ways of devotional service is the cost. Beshi saman, beshi saman, beshi saman, beshi saman. So there is no limit. You can buy unlimitedly here. It's like unlimited sale. How much ever you want to buy, you buy it. Come and just take. The sale is there. And Jagai Madai have looted it. Right? So they have taken everything. নিতাই নামা হাটে ও কে যাবি রে ভাই, নিতাই নামা হাটে ও কে যাবি রে ভাই. So this is Mayapur, the place of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the Sankirtan movement has started here. That those of you who want the love of Godhead, you just need to pay the price and get the love of Godhead. It's so simple. ओजन रे सोब एक मने भोजाय उठे, ओजन रे सोबो एक मन भोजाय उठे. এই প্রেমের উদ্দেশ্য এক সাধু উপদেশ, এই জন উদ্দেশ্য এক সাধু উপদেশ. सुधामय हरि नाम रूपा सुसंदेशा, सुधामय हरि नाम रूपा सुसंदेशा. येते बरो नाई रे द्वेषा द्वेषा, येते बरो नाई रे द्वेषा द्वेषा. खाए एक पाते खाना खूटे, खाए एक पाते खाना खूटे. নিতাই নাম হাটে ও কে যাবি রে ভাই, নিতাই নাম হাটে ও কে যাবি রে ভাই. আছুটে আয় ছুটে, আয় ছুটে আয় ছুটে. নিতাই নাম হাটে ও কে যাবি রে ভাই, নিতাই নাম হাটে ও কে যাবি রে ভাই. Okay, so this was a song written by, you know who? Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Okay, so and then it says, you know, the last few lines it says, see, don't worry about whether I can lift it or not. I mean, after you buy the purchase of goods in a shop, right? For example, if you go to a furniture shop, you have to get the furniture home, then you need a big truck and you need a tempo and you have to bring all that home, right? So he's saying, don't worry about that. Okay, don't worry about that, because there are a lot of people who are ready to carry that goods for you. Okay, all you have to take is you have to take their good advice. There's so many people. So this is the concept by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Namhata concept. Okay, that's beautifully implemented right now. Namhata all over India, it's implemented, especially in Bengal. We see many Namhats. It's beautifully implemented by our Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. So there's so many Namhatas. Namhatas means like small centers where Krishna consciousness is preached. So, for example, all the Prabhupada books will be available there. Japamala will be available. And everything that's related, important for doing our bhakti, everything is there. So the only thing, the advice that Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying is, don't have a place for dvesha here. That means there is no place for enmity in this society of Krishna consciousness. So this society, Krishna conscious society, is meant for getting love of Godhead. We are supposed to get the love of Godhead. So that's the purpose of this society. Why did Srila Prabhupada establish this movement? He established movement for everybody to get the love of Godhead. Why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu start this Sankirtan movement? How he delivered Jagai and Madai, most sinful people, right? So it is possible if Nityananda Prabhu recommends, we will get the love of Godhead. So Nityananda Prabhu, we must catch his feet. Nityananda Prabhu means Guru. Nityananda Prabhu means Guru. So we have to catch the lotus feet of Guru. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will give us love of Godhead. Okay? So this is the beautiful thing, right? Which we have to realize. Okay? This is something very important. Okay? So once Srila Prabhupada was asked that this is so important and we realize that, but why is that no many people are not coming? Why is that many people are not getting attracted? Then Prabhupada said, if you go to a diamond shop, how many people come to a diamond shop? You tell me. We see two kinds of shops, right? Bazaar mein. There'll be gold shop, Tanishq jewelry or some jewelry, Joy Alucas. And there'll be rolled gold shop. Where more people will be there? Tell me.
Raw gold,
There'll be a big line in the rolled gold shop. Why?
because it's cheaper.
Because it's cheap. Cheap things, people will be standing in the queue. So Krishna consciousness is not cheap. That's what Prabhupada said. Krishna consciousness is the most expensive thing. It's the highest perfection of human form of life. It's greater than liberation. It's greater than liberation. Getting the love of Krishna is higher than liberation. So naturally, not everybody may not be attracted or they may not be coming in queue. But we should not be discouraged by that. We should continue to preach. So whoever are pure devotees, whoever are pure-hearted people, they will be attracted. They will take the Krishna consciousness. So in conclusion, this is the month of book distribution month. This is called as, right? Marathon month. This is. So Marathon, Prabhupada Marathon month. So Prabhupada, this month in ISKCON, we distribute books. So you also become the agents of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of Prabhupada. You know what my Guru Maharaj says, Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, he says, the Leela of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is still going on. How many of you want to participate in that? Please raise your hands. How many of you want to participate in the Leela of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Raise your hands. What about others? Nobody's interested? How many of you want to participate in the Leela of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Okay, I see few hands here. How about the others? How about others? Okay, so you know what my Guru Maharaj said? If you want to participate in the Leela of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just do one thing. Do you know what it is? The Leela is still going on. The pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is still going on. You know what that pastime is? Any guesses?
Spreading the name of Lord Krishna.
Okay, that's fine. Book distribution.
Chanting, book
Chanting.
distribution.
Okay. Chanting. Book distribution. You know what he said is, if you want to be a part of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Leela, just do one thing. Okay, I'll just give you one advice. Just take this. Try this. Just take one book of Prabhupada, Bhagavad Gita as it is, and give it to somebody. Convince somebody that please take Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Call your friend, one friend. I'm not saying 10 friends, one person, only one. Give them one book of Prabhupada and just see the bliss that you get. So you are directly participating in the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what does that mean? You know what it means? See, if you have to participate in the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, what do you have to become? If you have to fight against Ravana, what do you have to become? Who were on the side of Lord Ramachandra?
Monkey.
Monkey. You have to become a monkey and you are trying to throw some stones on Ravana like that. Okay, that's a participation in the Leela of Lord Ramachandra. How do you participate in the Leela of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Is this. What is that? Distribute books. Okay? Got that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
by distributing books, we become a part of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela. So this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is doing an active Leela right now, that he wants to spread the message of Godhead to everybody. Prithvi che ache nagaradrigam sarvatra hobe prachar hobe mora naam. That means in every village and town of the world, the names of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna will be taken. So that is going on, still ongoing. It's not that it's done completely. Still yet to be done, lot of work to be done. So if you have to just participate, it's very simple. Just do the book distribution. You don't have to work very hard. All you have to do is convince somebody to take one book. That's it. Try this and just experience the bliss of being a part of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Okay? So thank you very much. With this, I would like to stop here. If anybody has any questions, we'll take up.
Prabhuji, this book distribution also, no, and I tell people, of course, I don't go out so much, that I would like to give you Bhagavad Gita and all. They say, no, we are already following Sai Baba. If you want, I will give you Sai Baba book.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are doing ulta things, Prabhuji.
Yeah. What we can say, it's difficult to.
Then I just keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, this is Kali Yuga. It will happen, Mataji.
Yes.
One more guy, that Mohammedan guy, I was distributing the Bhagavad Gita. Next day he came. It was the Thursday on that day. So he told that no, today is not good. Tomorrow I'll come and give it a Bhagavad take the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, fine. I kept. So I was happy. And next day he came after that, finished the Ramjan, that Roja, all that, and then he gifted to me the Quran. Then I told, keep it there, and you take the Bhagavad Gita. Urdu I have. So like this happened, Mataji. But we can try. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
I'm still trying, Prabhuji. I still try.
Okay. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I
Yes,
mean, we can just peep into our lives itself, and see how we've progressed. Initially, every 7 days of the week, I used to be at a temple every day. आज मंगलवार है हनुमान जी का मंदिर, आज बुधवार है आज फलाने का मंदिर, आज इसका है आज Prabhupada has touched us with the grace of Guru Maharaj. We've risen above all this, Prabhuji. We have, I mean, today when we see others, we can count on to our journey and see how much, sense the Guru and Shastra has given us. How lucky we are that we sit down and listen to classes. We listen and we are associating with devotees and Guru. It is just His mercy, Prabhu. Our intelligence doesn't work, because this, I have seen it personally, Prabhu, from a young child, my journey with Sai Baba, my journey with Ram Sharan, my journey after meeting Guru Maharaj. It's wonderful. It's just, and when you preach and when you're out book distributing, I mean, you can actually follow your journey. I mean, it is that. I'm sorry, sometimes,
Yes. That's right.
We've tasted the highest taste. Please cling on. Please, it's a request. Sometimes you do get baffled. You want to, but this is the purest and the highest taste. I have gone through it all.
It's difficult to convince people because they don't read Shastras. So we just have to tell them simple things like, okay, that's fine. Okay, whatever you're following, please read this Bhagavad Gita once. Okay, this is very standard textbook of the Hindus, right? Go through this. Actually, all the Shastras are saying, okay, all the Shastras are saying that there's no way in Kali Yuga except for chanting of the holy names of Krishna. There's no way that, to be delivered in this. So, but people may think whatever it may be, but, you just have to tell them and somehow motivate them to just take the book and read it themselves. Read for themselves. We don't need to let them read themselves and they understand the truth. Okay. So you can try
Prabhuji,
that.
what about Rama, Prabhuji?
Rama, Krishna, same.
Yeah, so it's okay if they worship Rama, no? Because
it's fine. Yeah, that's why it's fine. Of course, fine. Rama, Krishna.
Very nice, in fact.
Of course.
And we are all waiting for the Ram.
Yes, we are all waiting
temple.
for the Ayodhya temple. So that's also very beautiful pastime is happening. See, isn't it very coincidental that Lord Rama's temple is also getting opened, the biggest temple?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, starting of the golden age, I said, right? And then Lord Ramachandra's temple is opening. And then, I also heard that world's largest statue is going to come, which is going to be Lord Ramachandra. Did you hear that?
So nice.
Yeah, world's largest statue is coming. Okay. I think in Uttar Pradesh they're planning. It's 181 meters statue of Lord Rama they're planning. In Ayodhya only they're planning. Okay, Yogi Adityanath had done that. So they allocated.
I wish all our, ministers are all revamped and all yogis are put there.
Yeah, that's it. That's the reason. I mean, we used to have Rajarshis before, right? So that's why we used to say that's why Krishna says, Evam parampara praptam imam Rajarshayo viduhu. Politicians are supposed to be Rajarshis, not local fellows who are selling liquor, right? So
Our Prime Minister has been to ISKCON, no? He knows, he's in touch with
he
them.
knows very much. Yes, every time he promotes, he gives Prabhupada book he gave to Japan Prime Minister Modi.
Yes.
He everywhere
Yeah,
he
he
goes,
does. In fact, he gifts this to all the other dignitaries.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Yeah. So somebody is saying around 8 lakh Srila Prabhupada books. Okay, Netravati Mataji is saying 8 lakh Prabhupada books are ready to be distributed at Ayodhya Ram Mandir. Wow, Hari Bol, Jai. Very nice, beautiful. So
Srihari bol, Jai.
yes.
Hari Bol.
Hari bol, Hari bol.
So you know
And
what? The service that we're
Bhagavad-
doing, I heard. Okay, our Guru Maharaj Jayapatak Swami Maharaj was invited. I'm sure many more dignitaries of ISKCON also would have been invited. So the service that we are taking ISKCON in the Ram Mandir Ayodhya is that we will be distributing books, okay, at a very subsidized cost. And actually, we thought we will give it for free, but then Prabhupada said, "Don't give for free, because if you give for free, what happens? You know, if you get a paper for free, what do you do?
They don't value.
Tear
We
it.
don't value it. We don't value it. We tear it also. So what they're doing, they're subsidizing it like anything. If you buy a small book, you'll get Bhagavad Gita free. So something like that they're doing. Okay, that's number one.
Prabhuji, what about Ramayana also?
Ramayana is also there. We have Ramayana in our ISKCON also. But see, Ramayana is a story of Lord Ramachandra, and Bhagavad Gita is the, what do you say, message of Lord Krishna. Same thing. Okay. This is like
There is so much to learn from Lord Rama, Prabhuji, because
that's
I am listening to Ayodhya Kanda in this TTD. Those people who explain, they are first of all they're very 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 qualified, and when Lakshmana gets angry when Rama was asked to go to the forest, Rama tells Lakshmana that you should not make Kaikai, get
upset.
feel insecure.
That's right.
You should respect her as your mother, even in spite of all this. And I have nothing against my mother, and I respect her for what she has done.
Yeah, that's right. So he says that, it's not
I have
because
no
of
ill
Kaikeyi.
feelings towards her.
That's right. It's not because of Kaikeyi that, Lord Ramchandra says, see, whatever has happened because of Daiva. Daiva means it is the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Indirectly, that's what he's saying. Okay, it's because of the will of, means it's my will. That's what Lord Ram says. Whatever is happening is my will. Ramayana is happening because Lord Rama wants it that way. Kaikeyi is done like that because Lord Rama wants it that way. So he's running the show.
They are all
Okay?
characters, Prabhuji.
Yeah, that's right.
In
So
the
Kaikeyi
drama of
is,
Lord
yeah,
Krishna.
exactly. That's the thing. Okay, so here is something. Okay, there's a Bhagavatam class going on given by Guru Maharaj. I just put a link here. Those of you who are interested, Jayapatak Swami Guru Maharaj is giving a class on Mayapur, Mayapur TV. I just put the link. Those of you who are interested, you can hear this class. I think it started some 10 minutes ago. Okay, so if you're interested, go to that class, hear that class. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Anything else? Yes,
Hare
Mataji, you
Krishna.
want to say something? Sumantra Mataji, did you want to say something?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, okay. I saw your hands raised, so no problem. So thank you
No, I
so
think I
much.
must have raised it now.
Yeah,
I don't know how to raise the hand. Just
no problem.
क्या किया ना?
Thank you very much, dear devotees, and thank you to all of you. And thank you. I'm seeing like Rajiv Krishna Prabhu also. Thank you, Prabhu, for joining. Hare Krishna. Very nice devotee, very nice preacher, very nice book distributor. Very happy to see you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. So, thank you, everyone. Thank you, dear devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Dandavat
Prabhuji.
Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for a wonderful
Dhanyavad
session.
Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Dandavat
Dandavat
Pranam.
Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Dhanavad Pranam.
But,